There are countless stories in the media of companies letting people go. Companies large and medium and small letting people go in fairly large numbers. It's an unsettling statistic and an anxious way to start the new year. Now, what's important to consider as a leader is that we live in an age of extreme transparency. And we live in the age of social media, as you well know. You should consider that how you do this, letting someone go, is critical because you will be judged for it. Let's talk about how to get it right in this video. There's a recent viral story of a young woman named Brittany who was let go from her account manager position after just a few months on the job.
Hi, Brittany.
Hi.
Thanks for meeting with me and Rosie. We finished our evaluations of 2023 performance. This is where you have not met Cloudflare expectations for performance. We've decided to part ways with you.
Yeah, I'm going to stop you right there.
And they let Brittany know that they were letting her go due to not meeting certain performance metrics. She was surprised by the news. She asked what were the metrics used to judge her performance.
I won't be able to add any kind of specifics on numbers or...
Wait, no, can you explain for me why Brittany Peach is getting let go?
I won't be able to go into specifics for numbers.
Wait, why though?
You're letting me go because I haven't met certain metrics, but you won't tell me what those metrics are?
Every single one-on-one I've had with my manager, every conversation I've had with him, he has been giving me nothing but I am doing a great job. I have had great activity. I have really great meetings. I'm picking up the products very quickly and things have been going really, really well. I make really great relationships with my clients.
Now, I can't verify that claim, but it seems that if she wanted to record the meeting and put it out on social media, chances are those meetings happened. Well, they couldn't discuss the metrics, the manager wasn't present, and they let her go anyway. After the backlash, the CEO of the company said it was painful to watch the video and felt that though the decision was right, the way it was handled was not. That's for sure. How can you get these situations right? Well, one is understand that any meeting these days with an employee may be released to the media. I talked about that in my recent Tough Love video. How the company conducts meetings with their employees, especially surrounding sensitive news such as a termination, must be handled very carefully. So in this case, the manager should have been present. They should have been willing to be transparent and authentic with their employee about what was happening and why. And they should have tried to be more empathetic than they were. This is an important combination because if the employee being affected feels that they were respected and supported and treated with dignity, it's less likely to create a backlash against the company and to need for the CEO to publicly apologize. I recall working with a high-tech executive years ago who had to let go of a small team at the company. They were not being let go because of poor performance. The company's direction had shifted, and therefore this group's services were no longer needed. Now, they could have sent the group an email, they could have had a virtual meeting, but instead, this executive decided to travel to that city and meet with them, to talk with them about what was happening. And he even wanted to prepare for it with me. So we talked it over and we decided how best to handle this meeting. He decided to start by showing them appreciation for their contributions. Now that might seem like an unusual way to start a meeting where you're going to be letting the team go, but he wanted them to know that he authentically appreciated the work that they had done and the contributions they had made to the company, and how sorry he felt that the direction had shifted and their services would no longer be needed. And he answered their questions in person to the best of his ability. He wanted to be as authentic and transparent as he could. And this is years ago, by the way. not in today's atmosphere. He got it right. After we met again, he said it went as well as it possibly could. They appreciated that I came down there and met with them in person. They appreciated that I valued their work in the past, and they appreciated that I was willing to answer all their questions to the best of my ability. That's an example of getting it right. Now, of course, you can't always meet with your people in person, but you can be as authentic and as transparent as possible, and you can provide them with support and possibly help getting their next position. I remember when Airbnb had to let some people go a few years back.
In 2020, we let off 25% of our workforce, which is a lot. First thing I did is I wrote this letter that was very transparent. We went step by step about what happened, how we got here. We gave people a large amount of severance, a large amount of healthcare in a pandemic, but we did some really unique things. Like we created an alumni directory, so if anyone got laid off, they could opt in for us publishing the information in a directory and other recruiters could reach out to them. And I believe we had like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people visit their profiles, and a large amount of people got other offers. So I was proud of how we handled it.
They did what they could to support those people. So pay attention to the stories you're seeing, because the after effects are real. The backlash can be severe, and the way it can affect the morale of the people left behind is also very important. Because what happens when companies don't get it right is oftentimes the best employees who are left in the company start thinking seriously about heading for the exits and preparing for what's next in their career journeys, because they're starting to lose some respect and appreciation for the company that they've worked hard for. I hope you'll pay more attention to this issue of letting people go and how to do it. Inspect and reinspect your process, how you go about it, who does it, what information is shared, what benefits are given to the people being let go. Can you do more? Because if you can err on the side of doing more, being even more empathetic, more supportive, chances are the stories that are shared about your company are going to be the type that help the people left behind to feel a little bit better, and people who might consider coming to work for you feel a little more inspired. I hope this video has helped you to consider a very serious subject. If you have your own ideas that you'd be willing to share about how you've gotten it right at this sensitive time in an employee's life, please share it in the comments. I'd really appreciate that. If you would like to learn more about ways that we might work together to help your kind of company to get it right in the way that it raises employee engagement and treats people in emotionally intelligent ways, contact me at michael@BAECexecutivecoach.com or visit the website. And of course, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do, because new videos will be released weekly. And share this video with other leaders who could spend a little more time getting it right. Thank you very much.